Hello YouTube, my name is Sniping is Fun, and I welcome you all back to the next video I want to present to all of you here on YouTube. A quick little update video, my thoughts video, discussion video on a certain topic for a certain game series. I talk about a whole heck of a lot on my channel for a certain game that just recently came out in that said series, and a certain set of extra DLC characters that have been added to that character, added to that series and that game since its release last year, and I've already talked about the first character. I want to talk about the second. The series I mentioned is the Super Smash Bros. Series, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate being the newest game that came out. The Fighter Pass DLC, we've already had the likes of Joker, which I talked about months ago, and now it's time for me to talk about Hero from Dragon Quest. When it came to Joker, I basically mentioned like he was a character that's kind of fun to play as, but kind of almost a harder to pick up master character, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Certain fighting game characters are more pick up and play and easier to get used to for more like newer fans, and certain other characters are hard to master. Like you have to get used to how to play as them. That's pretty much been a thing in fighting games for like ever since the days of like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter and what the heck else ever back in the 90s. So it's not really new here. But like Joker, for me personally, I still haven't gotten fully used to like his recovery and certain other abilities, how to play as him with like Arsene and everything. But that doesn't necessarily make him bad. That just makes it, for me, have to get used to him. Other people have obviously got more used to him, which is also shown in the fact that this year's Evo, the Smash Bros. Winner, used Joker. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, that's if you want to see my thoughts on Joker, just go look at the actual video. Look that up. It's like a couple months ago. I might even put it in the discussion, like the description for this video. I have no idea. But this video is about Hero from Dragon Quest. Now, when Hero was first announced, and for months we actually kind of had Hero rumored, and I always thought Dragon Quest really deserved a character in Smash Brothers. So, like I didn't have that much of an affiliation with Joker because I only played so much of the Dragon Quest series. I have a couple games that I have either A, haven't got to, or B, haven't played a lot of time into. But I did put a decent chunk of time into Dragon Quest 8 back in the day on PS2 and everything, so I at least have affiliation with that, and I do love the music, and I have talked to many, Dragon Quest fans online, so I do have at least some affiliation with it, but not enough for me to be super nostalgic for it. But it is a character and a franchise I felt deserved to get into Smash Brothers. But now I downloaded the character. I played as him. I spent like a good 2 hours or so, I think, the day after he was released, just playing him, about an hour and a half, 2 hours almost, just playing various matches with him, trying to try him out, different costumes, mostly using the Hero from Dragon Quest 8. He's going to be my go-to skin for him, go-to costume. It was fun to play as. I think my overall my mindset on the Hero character is he's fun to play as. He's kind of like, it's just like I said with Joker, it's a character you have to get more used to. Like Joker has like the persona abilities of Arsene and his recovery and whatnot that you kind of have to get used to. What you have to get used to with Hero is his magical abilities. You have to get used to him using MP, using your MP, and using like through the drop down menu, getting the magic spell stuff. That's his big get used to trick, like something like a skill you have to master if you really want to play as Hero. A lot of people don't really like the whole RNG, like him getting random critical attacks and stuff like that. I think it's kind of cheap. Is it kind of cheap? Yes and no, but I think it kind of balances out. I think people are complaining a little too much that he's a little too cheap of a character, when that can kind of be patched out. That can kind of be like some sort of update where he gets like certain characters get buffed up, certain characters get buffed down. Like if you really think it's that much of a problem, and if Sakurai really finds that to be much of a problem, in some sort of update in the future, certain characters will get worked on, and Hero will probably be one of them. But from what I've seen, I think it balances out. Like you think that makes him OP, you think that makes him too much of a cheap character, but at the same time, he's not that fast. And you have to be really good at using your magical skills and using that menu while enemies are trying to attack you in order to use your spells. The spells are like a major part of his moveset, and you really have to master using them. It's not entirely just based off him using his sword and using the magical abilities outside of the down B. Like if you're just using like the fire and the wind and the thunder and stuff like that, you have to balance out both in order to really be able to play as him that good. And it's like, I think it balances out. Like it's like there's stuff that makes him cheap, but at the same time there's stuff that like kind of makes him a little bit weaker, so that balances him out to be a pretty decent character. Like you're going to be able to do all these critical attacks, but you're not going to be that fast. You're going to be able to do these magical abilities, but like the likes of Hocus Pocus is cheap and not worthwhile, and also you only have 4 spells at a time, so it's like it's a way of like balancing it out. Like he has his pros and he has his cons, and that's like most characters in Smash Bros. Or any fighting game for that matter. Like, can he be cheap? Yes, but can he be also a weak character that can be easily exploited and you can easily beat if you learn how to fight a freaking hero? Yes, and I think that balances out. I mean, I found enjoyment out of it. I played as the character multiple times, tried all the different skins, played all the different music on his stage, so on and so forth. I found enjoyment about it. Is it going to be one of my main characters to play as? Probably not. My main characters are pretty much like Captain Falcon, um, like Ike a little bit, Ryu, somewhat Shulk, you know, stuff like that, Solid Snake and everything. Those are like my main go-to characters. Could Hero eventually become one of my main characters? Maybe if I play as him more and get used to his fighting style more, but till then, I don't know. Like, he's fun to play as. He has his pros, he has his cons, and you hear a lot of complaints online. But at the same time, it's like every other character in Smash Brothers. There's certain characters that have their pros and their cons, and certain characters are better at certain things than others. That's why, like, every character is different, and every gamer that plays Smash Brothers has their own main characters they play as because it gravitates to their playing style. And I don't think there's any character that's super OP like in Smash Ultimate so much because you can kind of get that worked on through updates and everything. So really, in the long run, I like the hero. I think he's a good addition to the game. He has a good move set, good fighting style. He's a character that's not easily pick up and play. You really have to kind of get used to him. But I've gotten more used to him than I've gotten used to Joker, though. See, that's the thing. I think Joker's a little bit harder to pick up and play, at least for me, because I'm sucking at his recovery outside of Arsene, and you don't have Arsene all the time. So unless I'm missing something with Joker, I'm kind of sucking with him. But I get the idea with freaking Hero, and I do think he's a cool character that they can work on through patches and stuff. If it's such a problem, Sakurai will figure it out and do something about it. But till then, stop complaining. He's a good balanced character. Like, if you don't know how to use his assets, like his magical abilities and stuff like that, and micromanage the MP with that, and then the sword and everything, you kind of are going to get your ass kicked by someone who is good with their character. Like, it's going to take time for someone to get really good with Hero. Until then, play who you want and just get, I don't know, just stop complaining about characters. I think he's a fun character to play as, and I think the idea of random critical stuff to mirror an actual RPG is a cool special ability for him and him alone. And I think it represents an RPG series in general, like, kind of cool, the RPG genre. So, my thoughts in general, it's a fun character to play as. I want to play as more of him. Is he one of my mains now? No. Could he be in the future? Maybe. And he's a fun, worthwhile character. So I look forward to playing as him more in the future. And I hope you guys all give him a fair shake and don't let the criticisms online dictate whether or not you want to buy him, let alone play as him if you got the Fighter Pass and get him regardless. So yeah, that's it for my thoughts on the Hero. We've talked about Joker, we talked about Hero. Next is Banjo-Kazooie. We still have 2 more characters left. Let's stay tuned and see who they are and how they play us. My name is Sniper1. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to. Have a lovely day, and see you all later in the next video. Bye.